Back with another video, Bad News Brown. As y'all see, it's the Grizzly Hour. But anyway, let's get started. So, yeah, man, hope everybody had a good Labor Day weekend. You know, it went down. It definitely went down in my area. I'm sure it went down in your area, wherever you from. But it definitely went down in the town, in Oakland, from start to finish, as usual. Shout out to the East Bay Dragons. They had their annual motorcycle run. So a lot of the black bike clubs was out there. Everybody riding. It was a million side shows all over the Bay Area. I mean, Saturday, it started off jumping. Shit, they had 580. 580 is a freeway, one of the freeways in our city. They had 580 blocked off from the minute. I guess somebody ended up getting popped on the freeway from what I heard. But I was riding with somebody, and they had the whole freeway blocked off from High Street. They had it conked off to where you had to get off on Seminary. So we going through the cones, a lot of people going through the cones, which was no use because right even before you even get to Edwards, it was just more traffic right there. So we dug back into the cones, got off on Seminary, see hella cars, everybody going towards Mac. And you got to be from the town to know these back streets, especially up over there. So we end up going down a little bit, going up Outlook, all through Outlook, and got on the Nay, went up Nay, the 8 Deuce, hit 8 Deuce, and go all the way. See, you got to be from the town to know this back way again. So we missing all the traffic because it's a whole bunch of cars on Mac. It's piled up on Mac now because everybody dumping off the freeway. So now we cross 8 Deuce, we end up on Golf Links, which is a real cut. See, now one thing about Golf Links, y'all, okay, in the 80s and the 90s, Golf Links was how Greenleaf is to Compton. Now, for those who don't know, Compton, Greenleaf is, put like this, these is one of these streets where back in the drug wars in the 80s, in the 90s for Oakland, Golf Links was like Greenleaf. And this is places where you end up finding bodies and stuff like that. So when you go through Golf Links, now Golf Links don't look like Greenleaf. I done actually been to Greenleaf. I got family in Compton. But it is, Greenleaf look more like, if you from the town, Greenleaf would be like, kind of like how San Leandro Boulevard is. It's somewhere over there on Brookfield where they got them little trenches. It's like a long trench though, but Greenleaf is like a street. It's like a long trench, but it's kind of like a San Leandro Boulevard without the BART overpass. If you ask me, a little bit of, but like I said, but the trench though, that's going on for a long way. So I guess they would find bodies out there. And Dre mentioned in one of his songs that bodies being found on Greenleaf. So for those who don't know, Oakland's Golf Links Road used to be like that, basically. And Golf Link, as you know, it's in the cuts, it's in the trees. It's real smirkish looking, especially at night. So it's crazy because it's right there in the hood, and then it's not because it's upper class areas. Golf Links Road, you already know, it's money up over there. But you know that's the back of Alvin Grove, which is a project in Oakland, Alvin Grove. So now we hit up over there. We was going to the deep anyway, then we come all the way across, then go down, end up in the Alphabets. Going to the Alphabets and end up doing what we end up doing. But that was just the start of the things that was going on in the town. And I know they had checkpoints I didn't even show because I was sticking and moving. So yet again, I was out there, but I wasn't out there, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so what else popped off? Oh, out there in the city, 49er player got shot, Ricky Pearsall, that's his name, I believe, in an attempted robbery out there in Frisco in Union Square. Now, Union Square is a shopping district in downtown Frisco. Now, for those who don't know, it's a lot of money in Frisco. Frisco is a lot of tourist attraction in Frisco. So a lot of tourist attraction attracts a lot of tourists, and a lot of tourists attracts a lot of robbers. It's just that simple. Now, this turns out this was a youngster, 17-year-old, but an attempted robbery. He probably seen Ricky. Ricky probably had a few bags in his hand. Probably looked at like a little money. It was obviously random, a coincidence, but that's how it is in Frisco. I mean, literally, there's money in Frisco. You got billionaires right there and bums right there, all in a 100-foot radius, even closer than that. I'm sure, and this ain't the first incident, unfortunately, of somebody of prominence becoming a victim out there in the city. Because, like I said, you got 4-star hotels right there, and right across the street, you got drug addicts, bums. It goes down in Frisco. It's a real jungle out there. But turns out he was shot in the chest. The wound wasn't fatal. He out the hospital already, I believe. But hey, the season just starting, and I believe he was a rookie at draft. So that's definitely a big inconvenience for him. But yeah, it's crazy out there, and that's what I gotta say about that, y'all. Again, it was wild. And another thing that popped off in Frisco, I just want to put out there, man, is, this let y'all know that, hey, man, racism still exists. And turns out there it's a community center called You First or something like that. And again, it's a lot of money in Frisco, so this is a good, decent community center. It's where I guess they got like 2 play areas, park areas, and one pets is allowed and the other one pets ain't allowed. And I guess this lady had her dog in the one that wasn't allowed, and they told her like, hey, you gotta move your pet to the one where y'all can have pets. And she got mad and she said, can't no N-word tell me what to do. So obviously they was black. And the security, they went back and forth, and then she left saying she gonna go out her way to put it into that place. And then I guess the next night or the next day, it was all vandalized, spray painted N-word first, to mark the name You First. Then she had a noose. So again, this just proves that racism still exists. Now, this is the key thing that I feel about this, because me personally, I give a damn about how you feel. But this lady, she works somewhere. She's at a job somewhere. She's either waiting your tables, she either processing your loan, she either your nurse. You understand? So you gotta think about that. You gotta be aware of that. You can't leave your guard down out here, man, especially people that look like me, because you got people like her that really feel that way. You gotta think, man, she could be, you call 911, that's her. She could be a police officer. You understand? And obviously, I don't know how old she was. I don't think she, the one that actually did it, she probably had her peoples, her sons or somebody, so they feel that way too. And they are paramedics. They you understand, your mechanics. They, like I said, your waiters. You got to think about that. So again, man, this proves, unfortunately, racism still exists. And this was in Frisco. Frisco, like one of the most liberalist places. But yet and still, you still got people out there that feel a certain type of way. And again, I give a fuck how you feel. But that ain't the point, because you carrying out how you feel in your day-to-day job. You definitely ain't got the restraint to hold back. I can see because like I said, I give a damn about how you feel. Me personally, hell, I can walk in your restaurant, you might be like, oh, here go these N-words again. But if you don't spit in my food and you serve me, give me the right amount, you don't try to get over on me no type of way, you might just even try to hurry up and rush and get the service, expedite the service to get me up out of there. That's all good. As long as you don't, like I said, sabotage me in no way. That's a small example of the restraint. Even if you a doctor or a paramedic and you don't like N-words, do your job. It's the same if I wasn't a African person, you understand? But probably can't do that, and that's the big problem, you know what I mean, in my opinion. One of the major problems of racism, because again, like I said, not only that, she could be waiting your tables or your nurse, she also could be your local politician, you understand? So, hey, that's something to think about, y'all. And the best way, again, I'm gonna elaborate a little bit on that, the best way to defend from that is to have your own stuff You know, and that's not 100% insulation from it, but it definitely sets the stage to give you a decent amount of defense to counter. You understand? And yeah, that's gonna be it for now, y'all. I gotta get cleaned up and everything, but y'all be real. Y'all gotta move real slick out there, real crafty out there. As y'all see, it's a lot going on. And I just made that video regarding the Hells Angels going to Colorado against the Venezuelan gangs. And again, I just want to reiterate the importance now of coming together and getting organized. See, a lot of these, and you can't really blame it on OGs. I don't want to point the finger at nobody. But the point is, y'all got to be more receptive out there to understand what being organized means and the benefit. I'm just going to put it like that. Because it's better you do it on your own rather than be forced to. Because once you're forced to, it ain't going to be on your terms. And that's going to be of huge significance moving forward. So you need to understand that. But the point is, man, y'all better start paying attention, right? And paying attention fast, bro. And again, bro, start being receptive to talking and listening to other brothers and coming together. But then again, you can't trust everybody. So it's all about the intent. But those that's solid need to seek other solid ones out, and then naturally you're gonna weed out the weak. And weak not only means of weak, but weak of people who may just be, that may compromise what you're doing, whether on purpose or just who they are. You know, everybody don't get it, and some people won't get it. But hey, that ain't the point. What needs to be done needs to be done, man. But this Bad News Brown, man, go ahead and subscribe to me. I'm gonna keep it coming. I'm gonna be back at y'all with some more of it, man. Peace.